Good evening, you guys. Um, I'm waiting to let you all start getting the notification. Hey, the Black Barbie, your choice sewing, Diane. I wanted to get on. I was gonna just do a video and upload it, but I was like, I don't feel like doing that. I want to get on and go live for about an hour, and then hey Rita, Yolanda, Tyranny, Clarinetta, Long Live Janice. Talk about CJ Davis right quick. Then y'all know what I'm gonna do because I got a long, long, long day tomorrow. My day so long tomorrow. I think when I finish, I might just spend the night with my mama. Hey Christian, you can forget about that hour. We not. Oh my God, Diane said forget about the hour. Oh Lord, Nakia Baker, Shirley, Crystal. Oh Lord, yeah, we're gonna give some more people the opportunity to come in right quick. Yeah, yep, yep, yep. That's nice. Stay with mom. There's nothing. Oh my God, I be loving it when I spend the night with my mama. She always cook. It. You know what? I used to go spend the night with her like almost every weekend. And when I have cases near her house, I always spend the night. But I would go to spend the night with her for like one day, one night, and I always ended up like staying like 2 or 3 nights. That's the reason why I can't do it no more because she gets to cooking, and then I mean it's just so easy. Um, it's just so easy to almost move back in, and then guess what? I still my room is still you know like I left my bedroom furniture and stuff there, so my room is vacant. So I sleep in my room sometimes. Sometimes I sleep with my mama. And I go, dog, it's been like 3 days. I need to leave. I need to go. I got a house of my own. We get to looking at movies and talking and everything. And like I said, so and cooking. My mama gets to cooking. Remy, don't start. Sit down. Sit. Let's see, we'll give some more people. Sit down, Remy. Mama's chocolate and salt makes everything. Oh, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, and even when I'm like stressed, it's something about just her energy and being there with her. it's like I forget about everything because my stress level can be up real high, and that's because I have a real bad habit, and I got to stop doing this. I have a real bad habit of I want to do this, 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 and this, and because I have I become very anxious to finish it all at one time. I kind of spread myself thin because I don't want to wait to do it. I'm like, I want to be doing it all at one time so I can finish it all at the same time. I've always put myself under that type of pressure, and it's so not good. Hey, Switch B. Hey, Cypress. Who else came in new to you? Diane. Letitia. How's everyone doing? I wanted to talk about the police chief. Okay. Is the police chief, is the city council playing games? Hey, Chastity. Is the police, is the city council playing games? Okay. Um, Now we know with CJ Davis, y'all don't hear me say a lot about CJ Davis because I understand the way politics go in Memphis. Okay. CJ Davis has never ran anything in Memphis. And um, I feel like the city council is playing games because they're full of shit. Because they have a I'm gonna talk about several things that I think is going on. It's funny because I was talking to somebody the other night, and they were saying that they felt like some members of the city council was trying to set the new mayor up already. They was at his inauguration, and they felt like that some members of the city council, because they kind of salty that their person didn't get in. They said exactly who it was, right? Not everybody. And so, anyways, you've never heard me say a whole lot about CJ Davis because, as I said, I know politics in Memphis. Okay, I do. And I'm not just saying that because I'm from Memphis. I actually do know how they do it. I've dealt with these slime ball politicians, and all of them are not slime balls, but I know how they operate. Right? They've been able to. They get up under people that know how to trick people. Now, with CJ Davis, everybody that has lived in Memphis that knows politics understands that the police director does not run the police department. Nobody in Memphis, you'll never hear nobody in Memphis say that. And nobody outside of Memphis can tell me that they what that is because I already know. That's the reason why I never was on top of CJ Davis' head because I already knew she was a figurehead. The only issue that I had with CJ Davis, I feel like she's had a lot of accomplishments. She's whoever she is, because I don't know her. I don't know the lady. But whoever she is, they like her. Whoever that system is in the background that continuously puts her on police departments because she's been the police chief in North Carolina. She's been the police chief in Atlanta. And she did not even apply for the job in Memphis. It was the Memphis city mayor and them same damn um, city council members that claim that they're voting against her that wanted her in Memphis, right? It was them. So what was it about her? A lady, the job closed, the lady had not applied. They opened the job back up, the date, because there was a deadline to apply. She didn't apply. They opened it back up. The city council allowed it to allow this lady to apply for a job. So she was appointed, but whoever it is, that CJ Davis is in contact with, she's got favor with some rich folks, okay? Because see, these mayors and some these city councils and stuff, they bought out by the white power brokers. Whoever she has favor with, they've given her jobs in North Carolina. They said they say she didn't do good down there, and I ain't trying to shit on no black woman, okay? Because a lot of stuff that she's been accused of, if you look at it further, a lot of it was dismissed, right? So that's the reason why I don't buy into all this stuff, right? Has she been a good police chief in Memphis? Uh, I don't know, because she never ran the police department, so I can't say that. Hell, she never ran it. She was just there. I keep trying to tell these folks that. The mayor runs the police department. He is the person that appoints the police chief, and that mayor had an agenda ever since he had his big jug head on the city council. And then he became the mayor and completely messed the city of Memphis up. And the black folks kept voting for him because he was out there playing basketball with them and slobbing all on their damn babies when it came election time. Okay? So Chief Davis, when they get to talking about the Scorpion unit, I just got so tired of the Scorpion unit, the Scorpion unit, the Scorpion unit. And they still got the Scorpion unit unless they done changed the name of it. They've always had little task force on the police department. They are task force. CJ Davis would not even be the direct supervisor. The direct supervision starts at the sergeant. Okay, she was never out there with that task force. Right? They had the jump and grab squad. They changed that name. They have all kinds of little names, auto task force, all kinds of little stuff. Task force that they put together based on what area it is that they're trying to combat in the community, and then they'll dismantle it later on. Hell, the Scorpion unit wasn't even big enough to do nothing in Memphis. What they did with that particular shift, because the Scorpion unit has 3 damn shifts and they all got about 5 officers on each. They pull them from different precincts, right? They ain't even have no business. A lot of them didn't even have any business on those task force, because there was a time you couldn't even be on a specialized unit unless you had more than 5 years on the police department. Now, that is one of the things I do believe that was changed up under her administration, and it proved to be a mistake, because officers that's got less than 5 years, they still full of piss and vinegar. That's the reason why they don't let them get on task force unless they come from unless they're going to organized crime. As I told y'all before, when I was going through the academy, the lieutenants and stuff over at from organized crime, when it got close time for us to graduate, remember I told y'all I hurt my hip trying to get over that 6-foot wall, and I went to the emergency room. I had to leave the academy, but God was protecting me. I was devastated because I had passed everything, and I was supposed to go to OCU, which is organized crime. What they do is they come over to there and recruit new officers that's coming out of the academy, directly out of the academy, and send them over to organized crime, because they're always looking for new faces to do drug stings and prostitution stings, right? And then after they've been over there a few years, they go ahead and send them to the precinct, go back to the academy, get new faces. That's how they do it. Okay. Denise Washington Wilson. Hey, Denise. Okay. So, CJ Davis comes into Memphis, knew nothing about Memphis. And hey, CJ Davis is going to win either way it goes. Okay. CJ Davis is going to win either way it goes, because the mayor, Jim Strickland, made sure he fixed her up. Okay. And I'm going to tell you how she's going to win. That's why I know the city council playing games. A bunch of damn crooks. That's all right. That's all right. It's time for me to go back on my TV show and start doing a political show and being on top of their damn heads. Okay. Because see, I was detoxing myself from that stuff. And when my dad and I used to tag team them on the radio and on TV, and it just didn't feel right. I had not been doing it when I can't look and have my dad to the right of me or to the left of me sitting in that chair, because we would be tag teaming the crooked politicians in Memphis. It just didn't feel right with his chair being empty. Okay. And so anyways, because that me and my dad had a radio show, child. We tag team them politicians one day so much that the radio station kicked us off. They kicked us off. Had a black lady to call. I had a black lady to call because what we was doing was we was on a radio station. We was on 990 a.m. and that was a radio station that a lot of white people listen to, and we started exposing a lot of stuff, and the white people started calling in and said, "Are you serious? This is what this politician is doing." They called and they paid them folks to have us kicked out. They told my dad had paid up for the whole year. We're gonna give you your money back. My dad said, "What we do?" They had an old cuckabug head. She was the only She was the only black person that worked at the radio station, and they had her cuckabug head ass to call and kick us off. But my dad said, "You can't hold a person down that's got money." We was on another radio station the next week, and that man didn't give a damn as long as he got paid, and we was tag teaming them again. Okay. Rest in peace to my dad. That was my partner in crime. Okay. And so when CJ Davis was brought in, okay, when CJ Davis was brought in, we already know that CJ Davis, because of how they do stuff, they're not going to put a strong person in a position in Memphis. You got to be docile. And so I kind of had issues with CJ Davis being an African American woman, being educated and allowing these white power brokers to use her as a figurehead. I had issues with that because as black people, we got to start saying, no, you're not going to use me so that you can push your agenda. They knew she knew nothing about Memphis. That's the reason why when people started rallying about when that happened to Tyree Nickel and all of that, because the activist in Memphis that lives in Memphis actually knows the politics of Memphis. They weren't standing out at the police station rallying. You know where they were standing at? They were standing in front of City Hall because they understood it is the mayor that really runs the police department, and they put a figurehead there that's going to do whatever they want them to do. And then when the shit hit the fan, it all falls on the shoulders of a black woman. So what they did was they put her there, a black woman that knew nothing about Memphis, that would not give them any kickback. Okay. And then when the stuff hit the fan, they hid behind a black woman. I got issues with that. That's the reason why I never attacked them. That's the reason why I always went after Jim Strickland, Bell Pepper Head. Because that's what he got, a Chucky Bell Pepper head. Okay? Right? So when folks started jumping into my chat outside of Memphis, that's the reason why I told them, fuck you. Okay? I told them just like that, fuck you. You don't know nothing about Memphis, and you don't know nothing about me. Eat the shit out of my ass, and I meant every bit of it. Okay? I've been doing this. Okay? And I don't do it for no YouTube check, because my advertisement that I get every month, and I can run reruns or whatever over there on that TV show on Comcast, it pays every overhead I got. And I need to get some more. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm doing. Start getting some more. I got content. Okay? So now I feel like the city council is playing a game, right? Because they got some type of little committee. They claim that they didn't recommend her. And I'm gonna get back to why I say they playing the game, and she said either way it go. Hell, if I was her, I'll go on and go. You know why? Let me say this, and I'm gonna get into that crooked city council. Not all of them, because I got two friends on the city council that I rocks with the long way. Not them. Okay, Rhonda and them is not crooked. Okay, I'm talking about some of them other ones. Okay, so anyways, uh, so what happened was C.J. Davis, Jim Strickland gave C.J. Davis a raise. I told y'all this was gonna happen. That's how they do it. They real crooked. So they just gave her a raise where she's the highest paid police chief in the United States. She's making more money than the police chief in New York. Jim Strickland got the same city council that's voting against her to approve that raise just about 6 months ago, and gave her an extended contract where for 5 years. Whereas if she is fired, they still got to pay her salary and pay her whatever it is that 300 and something $1,000 times five is. Y'all gonna tell me that lady ain't winning? How much is that? How much is that? She just signed it back in August or something. Let me calculate that. How much is she making, y'all? 290,000. I believe it's 300,000, but we'll say 290. They gave up Jim Strickland. She just signed a 5-year contract, whereas whether she stays or not, that they got to pay her out of it, and that same damn city council signed off on it. $1,450,000. She just signed it back in August or September or something like that, right before Jim Strickland left. They hooked her up. So if they fire her tomorrow, they got to pay her out of that contract. Them 5 years, she gonna get them 5 years at that 290,000 or more, whether she is there or not. So if they pay her out of it, she gonna get $1 million and something, and they still got to bring in another police chief at the salary that she is at. They robbing the city of Memphis blind. They playing a damn game. That's the reason why I stay on top of their damn head. I'ma send JB Smiley motherfucking ass. I'ma send him. Okay, because see, my dad has supported him and he playing games. I'm gonna send him a message. Okay, on Facebook. Okay. But when my dad was supporting him, Thaddeus Matthews said, JB Smiley ain't no damn good. And listen, I don't want to go in on JB Smiley too much. I wants to give JB Smiley a chance. I know he's a lawyer, okay? I wants to give him a chance. He was one of the ones that voted against on this little committee. He voted for her not to be recommended, but he just signed off on her getting that raise and signed that contract back in September. They all signed her extended contract for 5 years back in September and a raise. Y'all, what kind of sense that make? So now they're saying they're going to vote against her because the new mayor is recommending her. Don't y'all see they trying to find a way to pay that lady her $1 million? She probably don't want to be in the city of Memphis. I'd take the $1.5 million and run too. But this is how they make a fool out of the citizens. They've been doing it. Okay? So they got a little committee. I was reading. I was like, did they make the vote? No, that ain't the vote. They got to vote again. They said within the city council, they got a little committee, and she didn't pass in that little committee. What kind of sense that make? But then they got to go on the council, the same damn people, and make the real vote. What's the need for the committee? And it's got the same people on it. Okay, so let me show y'all this. It says Memphis Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis took a sharp departure from the other Memphis cabinet confirmation and city council committee discussions Tuesday morning as the first and only nomination to earn a negative, though non-binding recommendation. The vote saw seven council members vote for negative recommendation and 6 council members vote for favorable recommendation. It came to Councilman Jeff Warren, who cast the final no vote It also followed Davis being questioned by council members for nearly 90 minutes. I think you saw the council trying to do what's right for the people, says JB Smiley, the same one. JB Smiley, the same one that just signed off on her that 5-year contract that she got with that raise. That if they fire her tomorrow, if they decide when they do the second vote that they fire her tomorrow, she's gonna get that $1,400,000. Okay, and then they still gonna have to bring in another police chief and pay them. They robbing the damn city blind. Okay. Let me continue on with that. I think you saw the council trying to do what was right, says JB Smiley told reporters after the vote. I don't think anyone operated with ill intent. People just want to know that our streets are safe. For too long, we've essentially allowed things to happen. This council will operate differently because we're going to take an active role in what happens going forward. Tuesday vote was an important step in Davis' reappointment quest, but was non-binding. The next vote will be in full council. I mean, these the same folks. What they having a second vote for? What are they gonna do it again for? So that right there, they just gave her a negative recommendation. It don't mean that they're not gonna reappoint her. It don't mean that. See, these are the types of games that they play with the people. So they got to go on the council and vote again. And them same ones might go get right up there and say, based on the answers that she gave, we decided that we gonna give her another chance, because they ain't never did this before. This is well, I know this is for the gram, as they say. This is just for show. Okay. And even if they decide that they're not going to recommend her, the lady leaving with $1.5 million. They set her up. If they thought she was not doing a good job, why did they just give her a raise and re-sign her lengthy contract? Why did they let the Mayor Strickland, who was just there, do that before he left? He couldn't have did it if the city council had not signed off on it. Right? This is why I know they full of games. Okay. Anyways, those who voted against a favorable recommendation Tuesday was JB Smiley, Ford Canale, Jana Swearingen Washington, Chase Carlisle, Jerry Green, Philip Spinoza, and Warren. Voting for favorable recommendations was Pearl Walker. I like Pearl. Rhonda Logan, that's my girl. Edmund Forcine, that's my dad's friend. Yolanda Sutton, Michaelin Eastern Thomas, I like Michaelin, and Janika White. Janika cool too. Okay. Now, them same ones who voted negatively against her just signed for that 5-year, just signed for her for that extended contract. Jim Strickland went before the city council and got her a raise and got her contract extended. If they knew, why didn't they just wait until the new chief came in? They didn't know if the new mayor was going to keep her or not. So why would you extend somebody's contract or let the mayor that's on his way out the door renew her contract, give her a renewal contract, or extend her contract or whatever, knowing that if the new mayor comes in and decide I ain't gonna keep her, she got to be paid out of that contract, every nickel of it. So either way it goes, she ain't losing nothing. But what they're doing is they're consistently making a fool out of the citizens of Memphis and hijacking the city, because she gonna make off with almost $1 million or $1.5 million. Okay. And they still got to bring in a new police chief while she get her money and she gone on back to Atlanta, wherever she gonna go, and they got to pay a new police chief $300,000. That's hijacking the city of Memphis, and they know damn well that is. But the thing that really gets me is the citizens of Memphis is so much. We got the citizens of Memphis got to do better. All this killing, it ain't none of her damn fault. She can hire more police officers all day, but it ain't gonna stop until parents stop their children, because it's a lot of these juveniles that's doing it. So they gonna get a new police chief there. If they do, she gonna get her $1.5 million and go on. Who wouldn't want to take $1.5 million without the headache? Because they gonna have to pay her out of it, because it's in her contract that the same people that's voting against her just signed right back in August or September. It might have been in June, right before the election. Okay, but it ain't gonna change nothing. Not until it has to start inward and go outward. They could go hire 2,000 police officers. Ain't a damn thing gonna change until people start being more proactive in their children's lives. And don't nobody want to hear me say that. Then when the police snatch them up and put them in jail, they don't even want that. Why didn't put their hand on Junebug? Because you didn't whoop his ass. That's why. Just because Junebug cuss you out and don't do what you say in your house, when the police say Junebug has committed a crime and he got to go to jail, he cuss you out. He ain't gonna tell her, I ain't going no MF in jail. That's what he tell his mama now. The police he's got to comply. He's gonna have to use some force to make him put his hands behind his back and throw his piss ass in the back of that car. See, that's another issue, folks. They ain't gotta do Junebug like that. He don't do what I say do. Why he gotta do what the police say do? He cussed me out. He could cuss the police out. Our people need a renewal of the mind. It's gonna have to happen. We always looking for other people to come into our community and do what we could be doing. I keep saying nobody is supposed to have more influence on your children than you. Not even the police. So when your children are right, and then you get some old jacked up police officer who used to get his ass tore out the frame in school, and he get on the force because he want to bully folks, then that's when we rally together and be proactive. Who gonna listen to you when you wrong? Okay? Right? That's when we rally together and start working to get those police officers off of the force, just like they rallied together to get them police officers off of the force. Okay, that did that to Tyree Nickel because they was wrong. But I'm not mentally ill. I have sense enough to know that's not a reflection of the whole police department, right? But I believe the city of Memphis is playing games. The politicians in Memphis. That's the reason why Memphis is stagnant. Memphis has so many resources to come in that the people don't know anything about the resources. And Memphis, check this out, is majority black, and the politicians are majority black. So that means that the city should be flourishing. You got black politicians, because if it was majority white, they'd be saying, them white folks ain't doing what they supposed to do. They just robbing the black people. They don't care nothing about the black people. Okay, well, it's majority white politicians. How come the funds are not being allocated the way that they should? What they do is they keep us tied up being emotional and focused on stuff that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Cuckabug heads doing it to further their career, because they've already been bought out by, because it's a lot of long money in Tennessee, especially around the Memphis area. That old long money. And you got cuckabug heads that's sitting in positions that has been elected by the black people that's selling out the black people. So I know y'all don't think just because a person is black, they gonna do what they're supposed to do. Now, because a lot of times they be the worst ones. My dad used to always say, a sellout black man or woman is worse than any racist person could ever be. You know why? Because that black person can do stuff and get away with it that a white person can't do. That's the reason why they go now and they buy a good Negro. Because they can do the ultimate, and we can't say they racist because they black. That's right. After what Jim Strickland did on the city council, he never should have been mayor. I wouldn't say that, Chastity. You know why? Because police officers are not politicians. Police officers don't make laws. See, I hear people say that all the time as it relates to police officers. You know, the police just low down because they look at what they do. Police officers are trained to be reactive. We call them after something has happened. And then after they come and do whatever they're supposed to do, you go to jail. And it's over with for them. Police officers are not lawmakers, they are law enforcers. So they have to go by whatever laws and systems that politicians put into place. That's what they have to do. See, I went through the academy. We didn't question the laws. We just had to be trained on the laws and take tests on them. And this is what y'all are supposed to do according to this law that the politicians have put into place. That's it. That's why I said we have to know our political system, because what we need to be doing is attacking Congress and these senators who quietly changed these laws, right? I don't know what you mean by that, Chastity. She says, I see what you're saying, but not all politicians are bad either. Right. I just named the few that wasn't. Rhonda Logan ain't bad. I know she good. Michael and Eastern Thomas, she's not bad. Um, that might be the only one. Oh, only two. So if we generalize the politicians, then what's the difference when we generalize them? Let me just say this: if we generalize it, okay, if you hear me say, "Oh, I know you're curious," and this is a good conversation. So if you hear me say what the politicians are doing in the games that they've played, when people start putting stuff like that out into the atmosphere, then it is up, and it is what I've been saying forever. It is up to us then to say, well, something is wrong, and take it up on ourselves to start vetting politicians. Because I can get on here and say, I could get on here and say, well, because I love Rhonda Logan, Councilwoman Rhonda Logan. But just because I love, and I know she's not crooked, and even with me saying that, if you are a Memphian, you say, well, Tamara say that Councilwoman Rhonda Logan is not crooked, but hey, I like Tamara, but I got to take the position myself to vet Rhonda, to vet Councilwoman Rhonda Logan myself. Just like if I generalize politics, okay, I got to live within the city of Memphis. Okay, so I need to start vetting each and every one of them for myself, right? And I think that's what's not happening. Because if we vetted them for ourselves, we would know. You can't just take somebody's word. You got to learn to start vetting, especially if you're living in that city. And stop allowing somebody else to just tell you something. And I'm going to tell you what's right. But even with me telling you what's right, it is still each and every person's responsibility, regardless of what city they live in, to vet their politicians. And so then when somebody get on here, somebody like me or somebody else say something about them, you can say, "Show did," because I did my homework, show did. They show like that. I know which one is like that. I know exactly what she's talking about. Now Memphis got what, over 2,000 police officers or something like that. I would be mentally ill to believe that every police officer is the same. That's right. We have to do our own research. I would be mentally ill to believe that every police officer who come from different backgrounds, different parents, different homes, that's got different personalities, and group them all to be the same. I mean, I couldn't do that regardless to how, even if I was against the police, I couldn't do it. Okay, I couldn't do it. So I'm not going to go have issues with police officers in Mississippi based on what some police officers that's on a little small task force in Memphis did to Tyree Nichols. That would make me mentally unstable. I hate Mississippi police. Why you hate them? Because you know that task force in Memphis did that to Tyree Nichols. How does that even sound? And we are adults. It don't even sound right. So you mad at some a Mississippi police department because a small task force from out of the Memphis police department did a inhumane thing to Tyree Nichols. So you're gonna project what those crazy ass officers did on everybody? My mind don't work like that, right? And so that's why I say, you guys, um, we gotta we gotta do better. Okay, we got to. I didn't start learning about politics. My dad started teaching me about politics 10 years ago. I don't know what it was about me. He decided he wanted to teach me about it. Because before he had kept us away from it. And I'm glad that he did. And so it was then when them politicians started coming through, black politicians, that I learned about when they had their campaign money and stuff, some of them. They had to put a certain amount for big churches, right? So that the pastor could influence his congregation to vote for them, even though they weren't even a lot of those politicians weren't even worth a damn. And so that's the reason why I say our community ain't gonna get no better. I mean, trying to blame the police for everything that's going on outside. I feel like it's a, if I had, my kids are grown now, but if I had 14-year-olds, I'd feel like a damn failure as a mother to be blaming police officers for my 14-year-old being out at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning robbing folks. What kind of sense does that make? It's the police fault. Junebug them out there robbing at 1 and 2 in the morning. Your 14-year-old son out there outside at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. So then the police taking the juvenile. Folks got issues with that. Junebug got a scratch on his face. Yeah, Junebug tried to fight the police though. Was the police supposed to let him fight them and do nothing? And see, I can see that's where this is going. People want to have it where the police is too scared to do anything. And these black ass politicians want that to happen because they don't give them, they don't even live in Shelby County. They got white power brokers that's egging them on to do it. And they gonna fill their pockets up. And then they ain't even gotta live in Shelby County and deal with it. They come into the city to go downtown to the council or to the mayor's office, and then they go right back up out the city. Yeah, that's my community. But I ain't got to deal with it. And that's the reason why I agree with Minister Farrakhan when he says no one man can rise above the condition of his people. And a lot of black people have forgot that, and that's the reason why they're selling out. Okay? But I understand absolutely what you're saying, Chastity. You know why I understand? Because there have been some police officers that have done some heinous things. Okay? They've done some heinous things to some people. They misused their authority. And everybody ain't the same. And so when people have had issues, I'm talking about the law abiding citizens, right? I'm talking about the law abiding citizens, okay? Not the criminals, the law abiding citizens. Even though a criminal that is not a threat to a police officer, they ain't got no right to kill them. Right? No police officer has the right to kill anybody that is not a threat to their person. And it's been some that have done some heinous things. But what I keep saying is we cannot group our police officers together just like because we have the crime is high in the black community. They can't stereotype all black people. They can't say all of us are criminals like they try and do. The black community, they lazy, they criminals. We can't do that to all the police officers, and they can't do that to all the black people. Okay. Well, that's true. I agree, Chastity. It does. It'll build up a fear. I agree with you. I agree with you 100% on that. It will. It'll build up a fear in all of them. I agree. Especially when somebody is traumatized. They're not able to decipher that everybody isn't the same. I agree with you. And that's why I say in our community, we have to be proactive, right? If we stop killing each other, and we start being proactive, then no white police officer, no black police officer could ever feel like that they could kill an innocent person. Hell, I don't give a damn if it's a damn drug dealer. If he ain't got no weapon and he break away from the police and run, then he ain't got no right to shoot him. He ain't no threat to him. His ass gonna either go get in the gym, okay, and lose all that fat and chase him down, or he gonna say, hey, because this is what they taught us in the academy, hey, that you'll just see him, catch him another day, because they're gonna be right back up on that corner next week. You'll see him again. But you don't shoot nobody in the back. That's right. So with it, and that's another thing that I always talk about. This is where I talk about we have to be proactive. No drug dealer got no business getting more time than a killer or a rapist. I've said that every time I got on here. I don't understand that. While we're killing and fighting with each other and being jealous of each other, that's we ought to be at our Congress office, the senator and the senators, because those are the lawmakers, saying y'all better do something. Because this right here ain't supposed to be going on as it relates to the laws. Ain't no drug dealer got no business doing more time than a killer and a rapist. They'll give a drug dealer 30 years and give a killer, they'll get off on manslaughter. You got some. That's the reason why a lot of states have taken third degree murder off of the books, because it's a damn joke. It's basically a free kill. You got men choke their girlfriends out because out of anger until they stop breathing and die, and then they get right back out or get probation. That's the reason why on a third degree murder charge, okay, which is a joke. But you got somebody who was out there selling drugs just because, and I'm not saying don't sell drugs, say no to drugs and all that, but the thing that bothers me about that is that it would be legal to sell drugs if they paid taxes on it. The government ain't putting men in jail just because they care about the public. If they did, they wouldn't allow drugs to be imported into the United States. They can control that. But because they don't pay taxes on it, it's a crime. That's all. That's the reason why they got these weed dispensaries now. All these years they fought against selling weed, but now because people have made it into a business and paid taxes on it, it's free, y'all. This is the type of stuff that we should be fighting against. Ain't nobody got no business in jail for selling no damn weed, and now they done made it legal. This is what we ought to be rallying together and fighting against. Instead, we fight against each other, and nobody takes the black community seriously. Look at how these damn fools act on here, 30 and 40 years old, 50 years old, trolling. Use a damn retard. Mentally unstable, sick, mental illness. Okay? And before somebody said, well, she making fun of retarded people, let me tell you something. Those that they consider to be the real ones that they would consider retarded, they got more sense than a lot of these damn fools on that I be seeing on YouTube any day. They be highly intelligent. So basically, a lot of the ones that think they got sense, really the ones mentally ill, and the ones that they consider to be retarded are more highly intelligent than these damn fools on here. Because you got to be a damn fool to be a troll. Okay? But will Memphis vote against CJ Davis? I don't know, because I'm waiting to see myself, because I'm trying to see. I already know it's a game, but either way it goes, CJ Davis gonna make. She gonna leave. Everybody comes to Memphis and hijack Memphis, and the politicians let them because they get a cut up under the table, and they get their bag and they mess the city up and go on. That's what Memphis known for, and the black politicians are the ones that enable it. They the ones selling the city of Memphis out. So she might get her bag and go on. The lady gonna leave a millionaire because the city council that called themselves, they did it for the gram. They were the ones that just gave her a raise and extended their contract. Okay. I agree, Chastity. I agree with you 100%. I absolutely agree. Maybe that's something that you and I can work on and call some meetings. You know what I mean? At um maybe we'll talk about that. Okay, because we need to start having some meetings, because they say they have neighborhood meetings. I'm about to be hearing about them, because I don't, my businesses is in Memphis, but my kids and stuff are still in Memphis. Okay. child. Yeah, I didn't mean to get on here and start fussing so early on. Okay. It Chastity, it has to start with a conversation. And then what has to happen is we got to start getting people interested, the public. Okay? Because when they know that the public is paying attention to what they're doing, they're going to understand that their jobs are in jeopardy. And that's the only time that they're going to change. They start seeing their buddies and stuff lose their seats. They're going to say, oh, them black folks ain't playing with us no more. We ain't going to be able to do no dog and pony show and make a damn fool out of them no more. They vetting us. They attention. So then what's going to happen is the power brokers ain't going to be able to sell them out. You know why? I mean, to pay for them, you know why? Because black people going to start getting together and rallying behind somebody else that ain't taking money from the white power brokers. They're going to understand we're going to have to raise up and fund our own politician. Because if the white power brokers fund them, guess what? They're going to have to do what they say do. But if we all rally together and give $5 to a politician and then get out and vote for them, they ain't bought and paid for. That's the only way we're going to win in the black community. Okay? That's the only way we're going to win. So when people, start, saying something about CJ Davis, y'all notice I don't even say nothing. I don't say a damn thing, not because she's the police chief. It's just because I know the politics of how that works. Hell, I don't know CJ Davis to be crazy about her. I like the police officers that are my friends. Hell, I don't even know the new ones. And I told y'all that. I don't know none of the new ones. My daughter just told me the other day she was getting ready to, she's gonna go through the academy. That hurt my soul. I was like, dog, it's bad out there now. But that's something she wanna do. She already working, I ain't gonna say where my child work at. Cause I have to kill a bitch about my baby. The Black Barbie says they do not talk about certain issues because they do not want to have to be responsible for doing something about the issues. And I'm gonna tell you, motherfuckers, something. You can let a black monkey tell y'all, find out what our daughter do. You motherfuckers gonna die. I'm telling you, you're gonna die. And that's another thing. People put their energy into letting, like the FBI said, cult leaders. Okay. See, when a person I'm gonna tell you something that I like about the FBI. If you ever want to get them to looking at a person, let them know that they have cult-like tendencies where they got a bunch of damn slow people around them that they sending out to do terroristic type stuff, and watch and see, don't they call you back within a month and put their asses up under surveillance. Okay, because they're not gonna let a David Koresh rise up. Okay, do it like that. But when you do it now, you better be right, because if you start filing false complaints against people, they're gonna come and knock on your door and have a conversation with you about falsifying shit. Okay. And according to the law, I have a right to protect the life of myself and my family. Anytime you let somebody send you out to look for somebody's family or come to somebody's house, you are a threat to their person. And it's already been documented what these folks doing. So don't make me do something to you about my kids. Okay, because y'all up under the spell of a sick person that I hear is a voodoo priest. Okay. We need to demand they address the issues. Hell, what's the use of them being in position, office? Absolutely, they're not doing anything but whatever the power brokers tell them to do. As far as reallocating the funds to other communities, passing ordinances that are not beneficial to the people that actually live in the city, the everyday working people, right? That's right, Miss Nelly. Every race sticks together except for black people. You absolutely right. Now, when it comes to digging ditches and stuff, they'll get together and rally and go in clubhouse and be in there all day when they could be in there talking about building some generational wealth. They go for hours talking about how they're going to destroy their own community, and that's the reason why they ass is in the positions, a lot of them that they are in now. I don't know what's wrong with the people in our community, but the mindset has to change. Yeah, my baby came to me and said, "Mom, I think I'm gonna go through the academy." I said, "Lord Jesus." My mama said, "Don't worry about it. She changed her mind, just like she changed clothes, cause she had told me that she was gonna come and work with me, and then changed her mind, child." So I'm hoping that by next month her mind will be changed again. On the Fly Fitness and Nutrition was popping. Anyway, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all hitting the like button, okay? Make sure y'all hit that like button. But will the city council vote CJ Davis out? I don't know. Because if they was for real about it, why they gotta have another meeting? They said they gotta the city council has a committee. What kind of sense does that make? They got a little committee where they make recommendations that are favorable and unfavorable. And those same people then go to the city council, go back to the council and sit in front of the council in front of people and decide on if they're going to recommend her or not. I mean, so what they did, what's all over the news meant nothing. A bunch of crap. Because you're gonna have some of them same people that's gonna sign off just like they sign off for to get their raise and that extended contract. They're gonna sign off. They're gonna recommend her. It's asinine. Yeah, that's what I heard that he raised 1 million. I heard that he had raised 1 million. Okay. Hey Cecilia. But anyway, Charles, I said I was not gonna be on here long because I didn't want to get tired because I gotta go into the platinum and give some tea. I told you I was gonna give y'all some tea and some doses, right? So I don't want to. If I get tired to stay on here too long, I'll be drained, and then I won't be able to do the platinum tonight. Cause y'all know it goes down in the platinum. Cause I told y'all I got so much tea yesterday that it burned my tongue, right? And y'all know I get all the good tea. Okay. I'm trying to decide. I haven't done I haven't done yeah, this one is for the platinum. I'm gonna do a members with the gold and the platinum tomorrow. But I got some hot tea for the platinum tonight, y'all. I got some hot tea for the platinum. So, anyways, y'all, let me go get in the tub, and then and then I see y'all in the platinum in 30 minutes. Okay, I'll talk